My name is Hannes and I'm the owner and director here at Find a Loan and Dwello Mortgages. We are an asset finance business, so we do car loans, equipment loans, and mortgage business is residential mortgages, self-managed super funds, and any type of commercial lending really. A lot of other people that I sort of get inspiration from that have had businesses and have done quite well, a lot of them mention that they just have a lot of regrets not documenting that journey and how they got there. So I just thought, given that that's something I want to do, documenting it and having something to look back on would be really cool. So that's, I guess, part of this, and also wanted to share the highs, the lows, the mistakes I've made with you to sort of give you a bit of an understanding of what you can do in business. I guess this all sort of started very early on in my life when I first immigrated to Australia. Didn't speak any English. I was 11 and that obviously was quite a hard time. There was a lot of challenges there, going to school, doing things. I ended up actually dropping out of school. Later on, I decided I did want to go to university to study, so I started working at Toyota as a salesman for 4 to 5 years. I was one of the, I guess, higher achievers in Australia. I was always sort of in that top leaderboard. And just over that time, I learned obviously a lot of sales skills and customer service as well, but I just never felt like it was something where I could progress. I was always quite ambitious to try to, get an assistant manager or managerial position, and I always sort of had that burning feeling of I wanted to have my own business. I wanted to be my own boss and be in control. So yeah, over that time, I ended up actually selling a car to a CEO of a lender, and he really liked, I guess, the way I approached the whole transaction, and he offered me a job there. And I was around the same time when I just had finished the stat exam here in Queensland. It's an exam you can do if you haven't finished school and you have been working a little bit and you wanted to get into uni. And I actually ended up scoring in the top 1% of results, which is really great. And that allowed me to also get a spot at university to study economics at the University of Queensland here in Brisbane. Working part-time at that lender, started going to university, and learned a lot about economics, banking, and all that sort of stuff at uni. Also working there, and working as a credit analyst for that lender, I saw a lot of people that applied there that had good credit scores, they had good income. There's really no reason why they should be going to sort of a third-tier lender. And from there, I kind of had that aspiration to work in a financial services industry where we help people get the right outcome and achieve a positive result. One day a friend of mine reached out. He was working as a broker. I didn't really know about the brokering industry at that time, so as soon as I heard about it and sort of, I guess, found out about exactly what they do and what the value is to the client, I jumped on board there and worked there for about 8 months before I then decided to start my own business. And that was about 3 years ago. So over the last 3 years, I worked with another brokerage, so we sort of worked hand in hand to write some deals, and then towards the middle of last year, I then fully went out completely on my own under Find a Loan, and yeah, that's sort of where it all began. We then got this lovely little office space, and obviously, as you'll sort of see over the next few vlogs, as we've been looking at a new office because we're growing and we need a bit more space. And we also want some dedicated spaces to shoot content like this. So yeah, the goal is to obviously build a high-performing brokerage with efficient systems in place to ensure that we can deliver on a 5-star experience for every client that comes through our door and every deal that we touch. So if you're interested in following along and seeing how I plan to build this out, and I want to share pretty much everything, including the branding, looking for a new office, building out a team, and all the systems we use, make sure you subscribe. Specifically if you're a business owner, looking for finance, interested in joining a finance team, make sure you follow along. We'll see you next week.